Today is day 18 of the High on Life Challenge. It's all about the brain and the pineal gland this week. And today we're going to be talking about brain waves. This is your brain on stillness. We are normally in a beta brain wave all of the time during our normal waking hours, and sometimes a high beta, which is when we're super stressed out. But if you want to experience more alpha states, an alpha state is a state of deep relaxation. You have it during meditation. It's right before you go to bed. It's kind of when you feel that spacey in betweenness. If you want to have more of that deep peacefulness when you're awake, then we want to have more stillness in our lives. That's why the meditation is really powerful, opening up your pineal gland, getting into these higher states of consciousness. They've actually done tests on these higher states of consciousness to know that the alpha state becomes more prominent when we're living in higher states of consciousness. So then you start to feel that space within yourself. The thoughts start to not come as much. We start to have more awe and wonder in our lives. Getting into the alpha state is something that will really benefit us on a daily basis. So if you're having trouble meditating and haven't figured out yet how to get into an alpha state, I have a really simple technique that's going to help you to pop into an alpha state and calm down that crazy mind of yours. So I want you to just sit in the room that you're in right now, and I want you to look at the crack in that goes between your ceiling and your wall. So that thin line, just look at that crack. And I want you to stick your arms out in a T and start to wiggle your fingers until they come into your peripheral vision while you're looking at that crack. So I'm looking up at the crack, and then all of a sudden there I can see my fingers wiggling now out here in my peripheral with my arms out at a T. What that does is it automatically engages the alpha state. You start to feel calmer. You start to slow down. Why? Because your peripheral vision is connected to the alpha state. So it's a simple technique that you can use to calm down your brain immediately, but I would recommend really practicing meditation or that stillness that I said, just 10 seconds, right? So you can try these really powerful techniques. Now, the more that you meditate, this is your brain on meditation. The more that you meditate, you have an experience of this deep peacefulness, this alpha state on a daily basis. When you're meditating and get really deep, you'll go into a delta, and then you get to experience what is called gamma. So gamma is actually when your brainwaves speed up, but that's when your body automatically heals itself. And when you have mystical experiences, you'll see things, sacred geometry. And so those are the states that we want to get our bodies and brains into.